gathered today on Good Friday in the midst of Holy Week to celebrate the life of Lord Helmer. This memorial will be a bit unconventional as we try to honor my mom's wishes for this day. My mom's focus in life was on all things good, never wanting to deal with anything that was uncomfortable or sad. This Sunday, we will celebrate Easter, the day our Lord rose from the dead and gave us his promise of salvation to all who loved him. My mom was not a churchgoer or religious. She did have faith. She spent her life visibly sharing Jesus' love with everyone she met. God is love.
So I am Kim, Fluffy's oldest granddaughter. We're wearing all this fancy stuff because she liked everything that was over the top. So honoring her that with bright colors. So I'm just going to share a few of my memories with her. Downers Grove, Illinois. First memory I had with Fluffy. So much fun pretending fishing in a creek. Peanut butter and butter sandwiches. Sugar and butter sandwiches. How odd, but good they were. Cookie jar filled with her homemade chocolate chips. Cookies. The Golden Book, Percy the Porcupine, which looked like a poop in the picture, so we called all poop a Percy. Grapefruit breakfast with sugar on top, Poppy's favorite. Barren Lake, Michigan. Lake house, pontoon rides. Fluffy always raking the seaweed by the sand beach so we would swim. Fluffy making martinis, vodka, vermouth, and olives. That's how she liked them. Overnight stays, spoiling us with black cow floats. Don't know still to this day what is in that. Circus peanuts, spiced gumdrops, and chocolate chip cookies were always on a shelf for us to enjoy. Sometimes some were a little done, but that didn't matter. We ate them all, even sneaked them at night. Cross Creek, Florida. Surprising them at the airport, them thinking I was Kylie when I flew in first to surprise them. Kylie came soon after, who was the one that they were expecting. Being so happy to have us both for the weekend. Fishing and playing golf were their favorite. 2 p.m. happy hour, my first vodka Tom Collins. Fluffy writing plays for the social part of her club. Us watching her at the club, and we were surprised she was quite good. Using her ooh la la hands a lot. Fluffy telling a busboy from the club to take me and my sister out, giving them $10 to get us taint, whatever. Fluffy taking us to the beach, and we turn back to make sure she's following us to the spot we want to lay. And we see her wearing a hat on her head with fake flowers growing out the top. Now for sure the boys would notice us. And the lunch she brought on the beach was an interesting choice. Deviled ham and butter. She liked butter on everything. And hard-boiled eggs. Garden Villa, Little Park, Kansas. Wonderful senior living. Indoor pool. My kids loved to visit fashion shows in the dining hall luncheon, with my mom, me, and Fluffy modeling senior clothing, hoping we wouldn't fall down the cascade of stairs. Easter egg hunts, my kids loved. Many meals enjoyed with family here. Loved watching her and Poppy spend time with my kids. Prairie Village, Boomer playing in the background. Visits with my kid there to have lunch. Either I would bring it or she would make egg salad sandwiches, no butter. Feeding the birds, which Poppy loved to do. Fluffy knowing things that were bothering me and asking to talk about it. She always knew what to say. Minnesota. Visits not as often. Easter celebrations at Kylie's. My son Ryan giving her own Easter egg hunt inside. She found them walking through the room with an Easter basket under her walker to put the eggs in. Always good humor was present. A year ago, my daughter Anna and my husband Rob surprised her and found her in the dining hall 30 minutes before lunch reading a book. Cried as she saw us coming to her, sitting at the table holding mine and Anna's hand tight. She didn't want to let go. We will never let go of the memories either.
For those of you that might not know me, I'm Kylie Christingle, one of Fluffy's granddaughters. I'd like to take a moment to explain the flare you've seen on my mom, sister, and I today. Fluffy usually wore a little flare when going somewhere, whether it was a brooch or a scarf, hat, jewelry, or a flower behind her ear. It was something that started many conversations with complete strangers. The boa I'm wearing today was my last gift from Fluffy. I was visiting the day before my birthday, March 18th, and she had me look through her drawers and pull out things to show her. I pulled us out, and she knew immediately that this should be my birthday gift. When I try to think back about special memories I have about Fluffy, I start seeing pictures in my mind. Snapshots on life. Webster defines snapshot as a brief look or summary. So it is with these memories I summarize my relationship with Fluffy. Fluffy was very present in our lives by attending all the holiday gatherings and special events. I always remember Fluffy and Poppy just being there. When I think back to specific memories, the snapshots that come to my mind are the ones from different houses. Very interesting. Kim and I did not plan the theme of our eulogy, but it is houses and where they live. Snapshots at the Illinois house. Going for rides on their dog, Barney. Playing in the creek and fishing behind the house while Fluffy and Poppy watched from the porch. Fluffy's cookie jar always filled with chocolate chip cookies. I remember sleeping over at their house and sharing a double bed with Kim. We would complain that each other was touching the other and going on each other's side. Fluffy would come in, put a blanket divider between us, and tell us she didn't want to hear from us until the birds were chirping in the morning. Our little sister Megan took that literally and was up when the birds were chirping. Snapshots at the Barren Lake house. I remember going to visit Fluffy and Poppy on the lake. I hated seaweed. Fluffy would spend all morning trying to rake the seaweed out of the swimming area for us. One time, Megan, who was young and not a strong swimmer, was floating on a tube. She started drifting out past the dock. Fluffy asked me to swim out and get her. I told her she didn't rake that seaweed, and I was not going out there. Fluffy had to jump in the lake and grab Megan and her tube with all her clothes on. I remember digging big holes in the sand at their beach. Fluffy would tease me, telling me if I kept digging, I'd reach China. I remember going pedal boating with my sisters on the lake. We felt felt so independent strolling around. We would bring cups of Fluffy's iced tea and pour little drops in the lake, saying, "Grandma's tea kills seaweed." I remember her "I'm not fat, I'm Fluffy" plaque in her kitchen. I remember Kim and I in the kitchen with Fluffy. We were obnoxious middle schoolers who saw the sign and right then and there decided we would call her Fluffy. I don't think she appreciated her nickname initially, but she came to enjoy it over the 4 decades her granddaughters and great-grandchildren endearingly call her Fluffy. Snapshots at the Florida house. I remember visiting Fluffy and Poppy every spring break. I would want to lay out at the pool or beach and get a tan. They would sit there and just watch me lay out, talking here and there and just happy to be with me. I remember spending an hour in traffic to get to Fort Myers Beach. They would find the perfect beach spot that was off the beaten path. Fluffy would wear her flower top hat, that is located on the table over there for anyone that wants to look. She loved that hat. I remember when several young men walked by us and said to Fluffy, "Hey, I like that hat." They were all jokingly agreeing what a great hat it was. After they left, Fluffy asked us if we heard them that they really liked her hat. The best part was, she would bring this memory up decades later, saying how much those young men liked that hat. Every time I visited Fluffy and Poppy, Fluffy would take me shopping for one new outfit. We would go to a specialty store called Lino Lakes, where we usually found this new outfit. The outfits I got with Fluffy were treasured ones, always unique, just like her. Every time I visited Fluffy and Poppy, they were usually performing in a play at Cross Creek Country Club. I loved watching them on stage. That is where Fluffy came alive, being able to bring her laughter to the audience. We spent hours every night playing hand and foot together and watching Wheel of Fortune. We would even play for money. Snapshots at various senior living apartments in Minnesota. I remember Fluffy at her Dazzle apartment. She was always so proud to introduce me to everyone there. She would attend the boys' Bible study each week to start them out with some jokes. Sometimes she would try her jokes out on me when I would visit. In Dazzle, there is an occasional shop, aka really nice thrift shop, that she liked. Every once in a while, we would walk around it looking for gems. One time we walked around the store and I found a beautiful couch for $100. My living room needed a couch. She wanted to buy the couch for us for our anniversary gift. So I loaded it up in the van and it still sits in our living room today. Coincidentally, several months later, her senior living home was getting rid of some chairs that would match the couch. She called me right away and asked if I wanted to. I told her probably, and I was on my way. I drove an hour to find her sitting on one. She was saving it just for me. That too is still in our living room. I remember Fluffy living at a senior living place in Maple Grove. She didn't like it because the walk was too long to the elevator. They were opening a new senior living place by me, so I took her to take a tour and check it out. She talked my mom into moving her there. I'm sure my mom was not happy about that move. While she lived there, I would drive by each morning at 5:30 a.m. to go work out before work. Fluffy would wake up, turn her light on by the window, and sit by her chair, waiting for me to drive by. I would stop my car and flash my high beams, and she would be waving from the 4th floor. That is love of waking up early every morning just to wave to my high beams. I remember once she was living in Maple Grove area. She would come over for Halloween with my mom. She would dress up, usually as a cat, and be so thrilled to see our kids enjoying the Halloween festivities and passing out candy as we went trick-or-treating. I remember her moving to Silver Creek. She started slowing down in the activities she would choose, but was still trying to find a venue for her humor. She asked the activity coordinator where the men's Bible study was and if she could go. The answer was a firm no. So she had to find her own venue. Sometimes I would be in the dining hall with her having lunch, and she would spontaneously stand up and ask for everyone's attention, digging her glass. She would then tell everyone the joke. Sometimes they were clean, sometimes not so clean. Snapshots. I remember spearmint, Mentos, and Juicy Fruit gum in her purse anytime I went looking, and ribbon, candy, and gumdrops on her coffee coffee table around the holidays. As she got older, she had chocolates in different tins on her coffee table, always wanting to offer guests a sweet treat. The problem with the chocolate is that she likes her carpets so hot that they were all melted when she opened them. Through all the places she lived, I remember being in the car with Fluffy or sitting next to her in her home and having raw, real, hard conversations. She could see into my soul to know the questions that needed asking, and she would simply listen. She helped me process some really hard things in life from childhood through adulthood. She did it by listening. She wasn't listening to speak. She was listening to learn and understand and love. She was listening to comfort me and let me know I wasn't going through it alone. That is what I will miss most about Fluffy. It made her my favorite person. Snapshots. My summary on a great person living a great life.
When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother. Walk in the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give to me. I want to leave you with something. Something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live on in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me most by letting hands touch hands and bodies touch bodies, and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die, people do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom